We'll begin with revising which one? The final accounts first, then we'll go to which one? Amalgamation. This is a format of balance sheet, okay, where the main headings are compulsory in the exam. Shareholders funds, application money pending allotment, non-current and what? Current liabilities. Subheadings, if there are adjustments, you will show that, otherwise not required. Non-current assets, current assets are the main heading. Within that subheadings, if it is given in the question, you write it. That is your balance sheet. Then we had seen P&L account, the format of which one? P&L account. Income from operations, we show it as main, then other incomes. We get total of income minus all the expenses. What do you mean by all the expenses? Purchase of raw material, change in the inventory. When change in inventory will become an expense or it will be an adjustment with expense? Opening stock 5 crore, closing stock 2 crore. There is a reduction of inventory, it will be taken as what? Expense. Suppose if there is an increase in inventory, it will be taken as what? Surplus inventory, where you will show it as which one? A minus amount kind of a thing. Okay, that is about which one? Change in inventory. All the employee benefit expenses, salary, wages, allowances, bonus, gratuity, எல்லாமே இதல வந்துடும். Amortization of even retirement compensations, all those things will come. What about directors' remuneration? There are two parts. One is directors' salary. Second is fees. Directors' fees will become what? Other expenses. Salary will come over here. All depreciation and amortization here. All your intangible and tangible asset written off. Goodwill, patent right, copyright. Then building, plant, machinery and all. What about preliminary expenses? Preliminary expenses given in the trial balance. If nothing is given, take it as written off. Taking it as which one? Written off. Actually, it should come in depreciation and amortization, but in your ICA material, they have treated as which one? Other expenses. Let us go with that. Treat it as what? Other expenses. Finance charges, all types of interest on accrual basis. Interest on short term as well as what? Long term loan. Then you will get total of expenses. You get profit. If details are available, classified from continuing and discontinuing. Exceptional and extraordinary item, if there is there, disclose. PBT minus tax after transferring to deferred tax, you will get PAT. Then work out what? EPS. Then special adjustments, number one, if there is any interim dividend paid given in the trial balance. Interim dividend already paid given in the trial balance. Already they passed entry, interim dividend account data to cash. You have to just adjust with P&L account. So while doing the balance sheet, just in the P&L account, adjust which one? Interim dividend. What about proposed dividend? If it is given in the balance sheet, if it is given in the trial balance, carry to balance sheet as short-term provisions. Already dividend is proposed, sir, it to be paid. That will be taken as what? Already dividend proposed, given in trial balance, take it as short-term provisions. If proposed dividend is given an adjustment, that is an off-balance sheet item. As per company law also, it should not be shown within what? Balance sheet. Proposed dividend should be shown outside the balance sheet. That we had seen with specific notes. Proposed dividend for the current year will be shown as which one? Notes to accounts. It will be shown as notes to accounts. Okay, transfer to reserve and all will be adjusted with reserves and surplus. Those things we have done are seen in the regular classes. Okay, so there may be a question based on preparation of balance sheet alone, or they may ask you to prepare which one? Income statement and prepare which one? Balance sheet. If they ask you both, leave 2 pages gap, then start with working notes required, then complete P&L account, then go for what? Balance sheet. And proposed dividend on equity can be given in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. Wherever there is an extra detail or information available, provide it in the form of which one? Notes to accounts. That is what we have seen or we have done. Okay. Now, we'll go to this practice test paper question. Look at this. Following is the trial balance of which company? Delta Limited, given to you as on 31st March 2023. This is model test paper of May 2024. Okay. Land at cost is given. Where it will come? Fixed assets. Calls in arrear will be adjusted with paid up capital. Cash in hand, current assets. Plant and machinery, non-current asset. Trade receivables, current asset. Inventory at the end of the year is given. And they have given adjusted purchases. Already purchase has been adjusted for inventory, which means this inventory will directly go to the balance sheet. It will directly go to the balance sheet. Bank balance, cash and cash equivalents. Adjusted purchases, P&L account. Factory expenses, administration expenses, selling expenses will come as other expenses. Debenture interest will come as finance charges. We are given debentures, there is long-term borrowing. General reserve will come in, reserves and surplus. P&L account balance will come in, reserves and surplus. Securities premium also, reserves and surplus. Sales will come in, operating income. Trade payable, current liability. Provision for depreciation, it will be adjusted with cost of the asset. 824 minus 150 like that. Suspense account we have to check, otherwise it will come in balance sheet. It will come in what? Balance sheet. Authorized capital is only a notes to accounts. The company revalued land at 9 lakhs 16. What is the land value? 8 lakhs, 800,000, 8 lakhs. We are going to revalue it at what? 960. So upward revaluation, what will you do? When there is an increase in the value of asset, we will take it to revaluation reserve. Land account it out to revaluation reserve. Equity share capital issued for consideration other than cash is notes to accounts. Look at this next one. Suspense account 10,000 is nothing but what? Cash received on sale of machinery. Instead of putting cash account it out to machinery account, they put cash account it out to suspense account other than the 10,000. Okay. The cost of the machinery was 24,000. Accumulated depreciation is what? 20,000. The balance in plant and machinery given a trial balance is what? Before this adjustment. Depreciation 10% on cost purudha. Bank balance is with the non-scheduled bank is a notes to accounts. Provision for income tax 30%. P&L account la varum. Trade receivable due for more than 6 months is which one? Notes to accounts. Notes to accounts. Just read the basic data once again. Authorized capital is just a notes to accounts. Revaluation transfer to revaluation reserve. Capital for other than cash is nothing but notes to accounts. Suspense account, we have to see the plant and machinery profit or loss and all. Depreciation 10% on cost. Bank balance is the notes to accounts. Provision for tax will come in P&L account. Trade receivables are due for more than 6 months. That is also which one? Notes to accounts. So leave the 2 pages gap. One for which one? One for P&L account. Second is for balance sheet. Just give 2 pages of gap for P&L account and which one? Balance sheet. In this question, there is no proposed dividend. If there is a proposed dividend also, given an adjustment, we will take it as which one? Proposed dividend given an adjustment, we will take it as proposed dividend in the adjustment will be taken as notes to accounts. In this question, there is a call scenario, we cannot do even EPS. So our workings will start with which one? Profit after tax. Then we have to prepare assets. We can maintain rupees in thousands itself. If you want, you can maintain what? Rupees in thousands itself. P&L account, trading P&L account of Delta Limited. Of which company? Delta Limited. For the ending 31st March 2023. This also balance sheet of Delta Limited. So leave 2 pages gap and start with which one? Notes to accounts. Shall we? Start. Leave 2 pages gap. Let us do it together. What is the first one? Income from operation. No notes to accounts required. Direct eduthukalam. What is income from operation? This 1200 we can take it direct. Apprama copy pannikalam adu. We have to check for other incomes. Look at the sale of machinery. Cost of the machinery is how much? 24,000. Accumulated depreciation 20,000. It is sold for 10,000. That is start. Schedule number 1 or working note number 1. Profit on the sale of machinery. Cost of machine sold. What is the cost of machine sold? Less accumulated depreciation, 20, book value 4. It is sold for 10,000. Profit on sale of machinery, how much? 6,000. So we are going to maintain rupees in thousands. You can take it as it is. Profit on sale of machinery, 6,000. No other income, 1,200 plus 6. Purchases are directly given. Purchases, adjusted purchases கொடுத்திருக்காங்க எவ்வளோ 400. So no need of adjusting inventory. Employee benefit expense அதா இருக்கா பாருங்க. Any salaries, wages, debit side ல no salary wages are given. Then working note 2 start. Depreciation and amortization. Okay, what is the plant and machinery cost? Depreciation on cost தான் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க 824. அதில் 24 is sold out. What is the balance? 800 into how much percentage depreciation? 10%. What is the percentage? 10% on cost. So 80 will come. Any other asset? Depreciation on plant and machinery, no other asset. So depreciation and amortization 80. Debenture interest match with debentures balance. 300 into 10% இருக்கா 30. So debenture interest direct போடலாம் 30. Finance charges, interest. Other expenses, what and all will come in other expenses? Start working note 3. Other expenses, what and all will come in other expenses? Factory expenses. What is factory expenses given? 80. Then administration expenses 45. Then selling expenses 25. Any other expenses or preliminary expense etc. to be written up? No. So 150 varum. Total of expenses 150. Total of other expenses 150. So profit before tax 1206 minus 150. Sorry, this one 546 varum. Tax expenses, what is the rate of tax? 30%. This into 30%. So will give us profit after tax. Take up this. This is for which account? Profit and loss account. Once you complete this, then we can start with which one? Balance sheet. Shall we? Share capital direct away போட்டுக்கலாம். Example வேணா working note போட்டுங்க. What is the share capital? 500 minus calls in arrear 5. 500 minus calls in arrear. How much it will come? 495. And please remember you have to give notes to accounts. Which notes to accounts? Authorized capital with the called up capital minus calls in arrear. And one more thing, shares issued for consideration other than cash. That you have to give it as which one? Notes to accounts. Start. Working note number 3. 4. Reserves and surplus. Already in the trial balance, what is the P&L account balance given? Profit and loss account balance given 70. Add current year net profit after tax. Suppose if there is any interim dividend or transfer to reserve, that and all we have to adjust. No such things are given. So just for reference I have put, so you can just take it to the outer column. Then general reserve given in balance sheet. What is the general reserve given in balance sheet? Sorry, trial balance. That will not change. No transfer made in the current year. Then what is the next one? How much? 40. Then revaluation reserve. Fixed assets. From how much to how much it is revalued? Fixed assets paranga. Land 800. We are revaluing it to 960. From 800 to 960 we are revaluing. That 160 will come. Anything else? That's it. No application money pending allotment. Debentures irukku. Debentures 300 is there. Current liability we have got which one? Trade payables are there. Trade payables in irukku paranga. Trade payables nothing but this 30. Then what else? Provision for tax. How much provision for tax we created? This one, 163.8. Then any other thing? Any other thing? That's it. Provision for depreciation will be adjusted with assets value. Any other thing? No. That's it. Asset side, plant, property and equipment, working note number 5. What is the plant and, okay, what is the land value? 800 plus how much? 160, including revaluation, so it becomes how much? 960. What is the plant and machinery cost? 824. Okay, plant and machinery cost is 824. Okay, less cost of machinery sold. 24. Net balance will be less depreciation. Wait, padanga. Accumulated depreciation. Wait, what was the opening balance of accumulated depreciation? In the 150 irukku. Don't take 150. 150 includes depreciation on the asset sold. Okay, on the sold asset எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க? 20 இருக்கு. So accumulated depreciation 150 ல எடுத்து என்ன இருக்கும்? 130 இருக்கும். So 130 தான் மைனஸ் பண்ணும். Then less current year depreciation. Current year depreciation how much? 80. So balance will come. much balance? So 960 plus 590. 1550. இல்லை நான் வேற மாதிரி போடணும்னா ரொம்ப சிம்பிள். What was the plant and machinery order cost? 824 less accumulated depreciation எவ்வளோ? 150 less பண்ண எவ்வளோ வரும்? 824 minus 150. Then wait. Less book value of plant and machinery sold. What is the book value of the plant and machinery sold? 24 minus 20. What is the book value of the machinery sold? 4. This way also you can do. Profit or loss is already recorded in P&L account. So it will be 1550 tangible asset. Any intangible asset given in the question? No intangible asset. No intangible asset. Trade receivable, you have to give notes to accounts. Due for more than 6 months. Trade receivables, how much is there? 120. Inventory is given in the question 96. Inventory given in the question is 96. Cash and cash equivalents is nothing but cash at bank. What is the cash at bank? 28. And 2 rupees difference or any mistake I made? On the cash in hand. Cash in hand. So cash and cash equivalents will be 28 plus and the cash balance 2. And you write notes to accounts in the exam on which one? The debtors due for more than 6 months. On the authorized issued called up paid up capital information with on the shares issued for consideration other than cash, you have to give it as which one? Notes to accounts. Wherever you find more than one item, 2 or more item, you must prepare a notes to accounts. Any doubt in it? Plant and machinery 824 minus accumulated depreciation gives us opening book value. This is book value 674 less book value of the plant and machinery sold. You get minus current year depreciation. This will give us the total of plant, property and equipment. Complete printing level. This is RTP. Preparation of which one? Financial statement of companies. Aqua Limited has authorized capital of 50 lakhs divided into 5 lakh equity shares of 10 each. Book values are given to us. Inventory, discounts and rebates allowed கொடுத்திருக்கான். Carriage inwards, purchases, rates, taxes and insurance. Discount allowed, carriage inwards, purchases, rates, tax and insurance will come in which account? P&L account. Then current account debit balance, it will come in what? Cash and cash equivalent. This also will come in what? Cash and cash equivalent. Calls and arrear will be adjusted with what? Paid up capital. It will be adjusted in paid up capital. Furniture will come in non-current assets. Business expenses will come in P&L account. Wages will come in P&L account. Land, plant and machinery, engineering tools will come in what? Non-current assets. Trade receivables, current assets. Advertisement expenses, other thing. Commission and brokerage expenses, other expenses. Trade payable will come in current liability. Sales, operating income. Rent, credit balance கொடுத்திருக்கா. Other income, credit income, other income. Transfer fees received also other income. P&L account credit balance is given to us. Resource and surplus. Repairs to building, other expenses. Bad debts will come in other expenses. It will come in what? Other expenses. Look at this. Inventory is valued at cost or market value, whichever is less. 7,05,000 கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So what will you do? You will see the opening inventory. What is opening inventory? 6,65,000. What is the ending inventory? 7,05,000. Increase in inventory. You will adjust in P&L account. Minus போடுவீங்க இல்லையா? Then outstanding liability for wages. You will add it with wages and show it in balance sheet and the heading. Other current liability. Outstanding business expenses. You will add it with business expenses and show it in what? Other current liability. Charge depreciation, WDV of plant and machinery 5%, engineering tools 20%, furniture 10%. இதெல்லாம் இங்க வரும். Depreciation and amortization வந்துடும். Then balance sheet you will adjust the assets value. Provide 25,000 as doubtful debts. Okay, from debtors you will eliminate and you will charge it in other expenses. Provide income tax will come in what? P&L account. It was decided to transfer what? 10,000 to reserves. 10,000 to reserves transfer பண்ண சொல்லிருக்காங்க. That will be adjusted in what? That will be adjusted in reserves and surplus. That will be adjusted in reserves and surplus. Shall we? Just read the question once again, then we will start. What is the name of the company? Start. P&L account of Aqua Limited for the ending 31st March 2023. We'll start with working note one by one. Income from operation, direct item, sales. What is the sales given? 36 lakhs, 17,000. 36 lakhs, 17,000. Huh? Then other income, let us do the working note. What and all will come in other income? Rent and transfer fees received will come. Rent credit given in the question, how much? 30,000 கொடுத்திருக்காங்க rent. Then transfer fees received 6,500 given in the question. Rent and transfer fees will come. What is the next one? Purchase of raw material or goods directly given. Purchase of raw material or goods are directly given. What is given? $12 lakh. Change in inventory 12 lakh. Okay. Purchases given 12 lakh 32,500. Then what is the next one? Change in inventory. Change in inventory 6 lakh 65 to 6 lakh 65 to 7 lakh 5,000. 6 lakh 65,000 to 7 lakh 5,000. What is the change in inventory? Minus 40,000. Employee benefit expenses. Example working note போட்டுங்க. இங்க டைரக்டாவே போடுறேன். What is the wages given? 14 lakh 79,000 plus outstanding wages. Outstanding wages 25,000. 14 lakh 79,000 plus outstanding wages how much? 25,000. Depreciation and amortization. Depreciation and assets போட சொல்லிருக்கான். Plant and machinery 5%. 5% of what is the plant and machinery value given? 7,50,000. It will be 37,500. What is the next one? Engineering tools. Tools 20% of 1,50,000 will be 30,000 tools. Then furniture. Furniture எவ்வளோ percentage? 10% of what is the furniture value? Furniture, what is the furniture value? 1,50,000. 15,000. Any other thing? No. So 82,500 is depreciation and amortization. Check any interest given in the question. Check any interest given in the question. Any interest given in the question? No interest is given in the question. No interest, no finance charges given in the question. Then other expenses. Carriage inwards. How much? 57,500 carriage inwards is given. Carriage inwards 57,500 கொடுத்திருக்கா. Discounts and rebates. $30,000. Then rent, rates and insurance 55,000. Any outstanding expenses? No. Rent 55,000. Business expenses outstanding irka 56,000 plus outstanding expenses given in the adjustment 36,500. Total எவ்வளவு வருது? This one, business expense order total. Then repair expense இருக்கா? Repair expenses 56,000. Then advertisement expenses 15,000. Advertisement expenses 15,000. What is the next one? Commission and brokerage 67,500. Then இருக்கு bad debts. Second sideல கொடுத்திருக்கோம் bad debts 25,500 இருக்கு. Then provision for bad debts given in the adjustment. Provision for bad debts எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? Amount of percentage. Amount itself is given, take that. What is the amount given? 25,000. Any other thing? Check for any other thing. Director's fees, audit fees, loss on sale of assets, any other thing? No. Take it up and prepare the P&L account. What is the tax rate given? 30%. Then continue with balance sheet. Share capital minus calls and arrears. $20 lakhs minus 10,000. Try to do the other working notes also. Then complete balance sheet. இவருக்கு ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்குங்களா ஒர்க்கிங்ஸ்ல? This is which paper? RTP May 2024. Question number. Do the other workings, reserves and surplus. What will come in reserves and surplus? Is there any opening balance available? P&L account opening balance, yes. Add net profit of the current year. Any interim dividend or transfer to be reserved. Any general reserve given in the old trial balance? Any general reserve given in the old trial balance? No general reserve. No general reserve given in the old trial balance. So whatever is transferred will come. Any other reserves and surplus in this question? Trade payables. How much trade payables? 2,40,500. Provision for tax, whatever is created will come. All outstanding expenses will come. What are all outstanding expense in this question? Adjustment la kuduthirukani. 25,000 plus. Exam la the working note podunga. 26,000 plus 36,500 will come as outstanding expenses. Any other thing that I missed out? Provision for other than the data null less பண்ணுவோம். What all will come in tangible assets? Plant and machinery, what was the value? Plant and machinery, what is the book value? 7,50,000 minus. Then Land, no change. Then tools minus 30,000. Then what is the next one? Furniture and fixtures minus 15,000. Then any other thing? Trade receivable less bad debts. What is the trade receivable given in the question? 400 500 minus closing stock. What was the closing stock given? 7,05,000 closing stock. Aprom cash and cash equivalents, cash and bank balances. 20,000 plus actually compared to the regular class work, இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப simple problem. Okay, so your main focus should be on the classroom work. We have done even for a hotel ஒரு பெரிய sum பண்ணியிருப்போம். Okay, with the dividend adjustments, with revaluation adjustments, with so many adjustments, we have done good questions. Please concentrate on that. இது வந்து ஆக்சுவலாக ஒரு பிகாமில் ஒரு தேர்ட் இயர் பிகாமில் கேட்குற மாதிரி தான் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. நிஜமாக சொல்கிறேன், மெட்ராஸ் யூனிவர்சிட்டியோட பிகாம் பேப்பர் எடுத்து பாருங்க, ஃபைனல் அக்கௌண்ட்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, தெர் இஸ் நோ டிவிடன் அட்ஜஸ்ட்மெண்ட், நோ பிகர் அட்ஜஸ்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ். ரெண்டு அவுட்ஸ்டாண்டிங் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ், ஒரு க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக், அப்புறமா ஒரு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் டிப்ரிசியேஷன், அந்த மாதிரி ரொட்டீன் அட்ஜஸ்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ். இது வந்து ஈவன் இந்த ப்ரீவியஸ் ப்ராப்ளம், அந்த மாடல் டெஸ்ட் பேப்பர் அண்ட் திஸ் ஒன் நேற்று பண்ண ப்ராப்ளம் எல்லாமே ஒரு பிகாம் லெவலில் தான் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Over live online friends complete பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? This is your ICAI material. Okay. Question number 8. Problem for practice. Question number 8. Problem for practice. Question number 8. They ask you to prepare only which one? Balance sheet. Only the balance sheet they test. Okay. We'll not solve this. We'll just see where these things will come. Equity share capital minus calls and arrear எங்க வரும்? Share capital. Share capital. Land and building, plant and machinery, furniture will come in non-current asset. General reserve, reserves and surplus. Loan from State Finance Corporation, long-term borrowing. Inventory will come under both raw material and finished goods. Current assets, inventory la vandrum. Provision for tax, short-term provisions. Trade receivables, current assets. Short-term advances, current asset la loans and advance la vandrum. P&L account, reserves and surplus. Cash and bank balance, cash and cash equivalents. Unsecured loan will come under long-term borrowings. Trade payable, of course, current liability like trade payable corridor. Loans and advances to related parties. We have to show under related party and give a disclosure. You can give a disclosure. Point number 1. Disclosure, notes to accounts. Trade receivable due for more than 6 months, notes to accounts. Building, plant and machinery, notes to accounts. And the interest accrued but not due. When on the 7,50,000 interest eliminate panni, we can show it in which one? Current liabilities la kaatla. Otherwise, you can just ignore. So 7,50,000 minus 37,500. As a loan, you can show 7,12,500. The accrued interest can be shown under which one? Other current liability and the money. Bank balance include not a scheduled bank is a disclosure. Transfer to general reserve from P&L account. Eliminate this and transfer to general reserve and include in general reserve. Board of directors declaring a dividend is which one? Notes to accounts. It's just a notes to accounts. It is off balance sheet item. They would have given all these things. Question number 8. All calls and arrears notes to accounts oda kuduthirupanga. Reserves and surplus minus current year transfer போட்டிருப்பாங்க, including reserves and surplus இந்த general reserve போட்டிருப்பாங்க. Loan and the 7,50,000 let 37,500 would have been included in current liability. இங்க eliminate பண்ணிருப்பாங்க. Short term borrowings, of course, loans and advances given. Provision for tax வந்துரும். Okay, so this book value of fixed asset is only taken. Cost of the fixed asset is only what? Notes to accounts, mari inventory, trade receivable. Okay, then cash and bank balance and the money they would have prepared. Okay, the final dividend will not be prepared. It should be given as which one? Notes to accounts only. They would have done this. The question number 7 also you can go through. They ask you to prepare which account? P&L account and balance sheet. Go through that. That's a simple question only. Go through question number 9. This model you can expect. Now, question number 9 and 10 model you can expect in the exam. What is the nominal capital? 10 lakh divided into shares of 100 each. Okay. The trial balance is given to us. Okay. Building will come in, fixed assets. Machinery will come in, fixed asset. Closing stock direct balance sheet. Loose tools, balance sheet. Okay. Purchases will come in P&L account. Salary, employee benefit expenses, directors fees, other expenses, rent, other expenses, depreciation and amortization, bad debts, other expenses, investment, balance sheet, interest accrued on investment directly will go to balance sheet. Accrued income will go to what? Balance sheet. Sales will come in operating income. Outstanding expense director, balance sheet la kattidu. Provision for doubtful debts, we will adjust with debtors after seeing the closing balance. It will come as share capital. It will come as reserves and surplus. P&L account, reserves and surplus. Creditors will come as which one? There is trade payable. Provision for depreciation will be adjusted with assets. Please remember, depreciation current year already கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. So the provision for depreciation direct என்ன பண்ண போகுது? Asset adjust பண்ண போகுது. Debenture interest will come in. Finance charges போட்டு பார்த்துருங்க. 4 lakhs into 14% போடுங்க. 4 lakh into 14%. Director, finance charge, no outstanding. Advance tax will come in, loans and advances. Sundry expenses will come in, other expenses. Debtors will come in, trade receivable. Cash and cash equivalent. Long-term borrowing. Interest on debentures, credit side, it is income. It's income. Other income. Oh, wait, pardon. Interest on debentures, accrued but not due. Anyhow, it is income. Then, interest on investments also, other income. Unclaimed dividend. It's not proposed dividend. Dividend declare panirukkom and claim பண்ணாம இருக்காங்க. It will come in other current liability. It will come in what? Other current liability. Closing stock is more than opening stock கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. Provide for bad debts 4%. Make a provision for income tax. இதெல்லாம் P&L accountல வந்துரும். Depreciation includes அந்த bifurcation கொடுத்துருக்கான். அந்த 40,000 இருக்கு இல்லையா? The depreciation 40,000. That explanation is given to us on building and machinery given. Directors declared a dividend after transferring to what? General reserve. This is a notes to accounts. The general reserve will be adjusted in what? Reserves and surplus. Bills discounted is a contingent liability. It is a contingent liability. Bill discounted. The acceptor is not honoring the bill. We have to pay for the bill. It is a contingent liability. Just read. I request you to read the trial balance and adjustments once again. We'll solve it. We'll solve it. We'll not see it. And first, the community problem number simple problem. We just saw the solution. This will work out properly. Just I request you to go through which one? All the trial balance and adjustments we'll solve. What is the name of the company? So try to prepare the working notes and tell me. Try to prepare the working notes. You're going to work out and tell me. Don't see the solution. English try panna. What will come in operating income? Sales will come. How much sales? 10,40,000. Wait பண்ணுங்க. அடுத்தது credit side வேற என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கான்? This interest on debentures accrued but not due na இந்த 56,000ல இன்னும் pay பண்ணாம இருக்கிறன்னு அர்த்தம். It is not interest earned on debentures. நாம invest பண்ணல. நம்மளோட debenturesக்கு என்ன pay பண்ணாம இருக்கும். That will come in what? Liability side. Only this interest on investments will come. Interest on investments will come. The debenture interest இருக்குல்லையா அந்த 56,000 அதோட outstanding amount கொடுத்திருக்காங்க இங்க. Okay, so this only 24,000 will come as what? Other income. What is the next one? $24,000. Okay. Then purchases பாருங்க. 4,20,000 purchase பண்ணிருக்கோம். 4,20,000 purchase பண்ணிருக்கோம். Next என்ன கொடுத்திருக்கான்? Closing stock is ஓப்பனிங் ஸ்டாக் பை 1,60,000 கொடுத்துருக்காங்க இல்லையா? வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. வாட் இஸ் ஸ்டாக் கொடுத்துருக்கோம்? க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் எவ்வளோ கொடுத்துருக்கோம்? 1,80,000 கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அப்போ எவ்வளோ பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க? க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் உள்ளே கொடுத்துருந்தாங்கன்னா எவ்வளோ பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க? How much would have been purchased? Purchases இங்கே கொடுத்து எவ்வளோ கொடுத்துருக்கோம்? 4,20,000 கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. After adjusting the closing stock. After adjusting which one? Closing stock. Closing stock, how much more by opening stock? 1,60,000. அப்போ எவ்வளோ பர்ச்சேஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பீங்க? இல்லை டேரெக்டாகவே போட்டுக்கலாம். அது ஆல்ரெடி அட்ஜஸ்டட். பர்ச்சேஸ் ஆஃப் இன் மெட்டீரியல் அண்ட் குட்ஸ் எவ்வளோ இருக்கு? 4,20,000. It is already adjusted. Changes in inventory is already adjusted with purchases. How? That is why the closing stock appears in trial balance. That's why the closing stock appears in what? Trial balance. இந்த மாதிரி காட்டலாம். Or what you can do is, you can find out purchases. Wait பண்ணுங்க. Purchases will be opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock போட்டு தேவையில்லாம unnecessary working தான் அது. பட் பண்ணலாம். Purchases. எக்ஸாம்பிள் போடாதீங்க இந்த மாதிரி. Opening stock plus purchases minus which one? Closing stock. இந்த மாதிரி போட்டிங்கன்னா இங்கே this is the net purchases, adjusted purchases கொடுத்துருக்கோம். Nothing but consumption. Adjusted purchases nothing but which one? Consumption given in the question. தான் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. இதில் அப்ளை பண்ணிங்கன்னா what is adjusted purchases given? 4,20,000 is equal to what is the opening stock? Closing stock எவ்வளோ இருக்கு? Closing stock is 1,80,000 and opening stock is எவ்வளோ இருக்கும்? 1,60,000 more சொல்றான். அப்போ opening stock would have been 20,000. So opening stock 20,000 plus purchases தெரியாது minus closing stock. இது தேவையில்லாத ஒர்க்கிங் நான் பண்றது. வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. இவ்வளோ தேவையில்லை. minus 1,80,000. இதை ஒர்க் அவுட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா purchases வரும். பேலன்சிங் for purchases எவ்வளோ பேலன்சிங் for 5,80,000 வரும். இதுதான் purchases without adjusting the inventory. Suppose இந்த 5,80,000 எடுத்தீங்கன்னா then change in inventory நம்ம adjust பண்ணணும். எவ்வளோ adjust பண்ணணும்? minus 1,60,000 போடணும். net effect is 4,20,000 தான். ஓகே, இந்த மாதிரி purchases வந்து calculate பண்ணி adjust பண்ணா purchases 5,80,000 வரும். change in inventory from 20,000 to 1,80,000. change in inventory 1,60,000 adjust பண்ணணும். இவ்வளோ தேவையில்லாமல் போடுறதுக்கு பதிலாக டைரெக்டாக என்ன பண்ணலாம்? 4,20,000 எடுத்துகிட்டு போயிடலாம். எம்ப்ளாயி பெனிஃபிட் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் இருக்குங்களா? எவ்வளோ இருக்கு? 1,20,000 எம்ப்ளாயி பெனிஃபிட் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ். டிபென்ச்சர் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் 56,000 கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. சாரி, டெப்ரிசியேஷன் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. டெப்ரிசியேஷன் டைரெக்டாகவே கொடுத்துட்டான். 40,000 with notes. டெப்ரிசியேஷன் எவ்வளோ இருக்கு? 56,000. அதர் எக்ஸ்பென்ஸ் என்னென்ன கொடுத்துருக்கான் பாருங்க. டைரக்ட் ஆட் பண்ணி போடலாம். எக்ஸாம்பிளான ஒர்க்கிங் நோட் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணீங்க. வாட் ஆர் த அதர் எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் given in the question? Director's fees 20,000, rent 52,000, bad debts 12,000. Bad debts 12,000. அப்புறம் maybe working note போடுறேன். That's better. Other expenses. Other expenses. Tell me one by one. Then this is given in the trial balance. Then sundry expenses. Then on the provision for bad debts. Provision for bad debts at the rate of 4% maintain பண்ண சொல்றான். அப்போ 4% போடுங்க. எவ்வளோ இருக்குன்னு பார்ப்போம். 10,000 இருக்கு. less old provision trial balance இருக்கு பாருங்க. trial balanceல old provision கொடுத்துருக்கான். எவ்வளோ கொடுத்துருக்கான்? 6,000. additional provision 4,000 required. Take it. Interest accrued on investment already trial balance lay கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. So that income is already recorded. Outstanding expenses, accrued incomes already given in what? Trial balance means already adjusted in அர்த்தம். Any tax given? எவ்வளவு percentage? Advance tax balance sheet loans in advance level. What is the share capital amount? 4 lakhs. Then what and all will come in reserves and surplus? What and all will come in reserves and surplus? அதுக்கு முன்னாடி P&L account opening balance 50,000, add current year net profit, this one, less transfer to reserve. What is the transfer made to general reserve? 10%. 10% of? Transfer to general reserve at the rate of 10% or 10% of net profit. Not. Then profit, there is general reserve. Opening balance எவ்வளவு இருக்குங்க? 80,000. Add this current year transfer. Then any other reserves and surplus. Any other reserves and surplus. Long-term borrowings will come. The debentures. What is the debentures value? 4 lakhs. Trade payables 1,84,000. Provision for tax. என்னடா outstanding expense இருக்கு பாருங்க இங்க. Outstanding என்னென்ன expense இருக்கு? எதா இருக்கு expense? என்ன outstanding expense எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? 4,000 plus debenture interest. Outstanding கொடுத்திருக்காங்க trial balanceல. Credit sideல இருக்கும் பாருங்க liability 28,000. Since it is given in trial balance, we have not adjusted this in the balance sheet. வேற ஏதா இருக்கா பாருங்க. Unclaimed dividend also. Unclaimed dividend எவ்வளவு இருக்கு பாருங்க. 10,000. So this outstanding expenses, debenture interest outstanding, and unclaimed dividend, all those things are given in which one? Trial balance itself. Next, plant, property and equipment. What and all will come? Buildings 5,80,000 minus provision for depreciation 1 lakh கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. 4,80,000 வருமா? Building provision for depreciation 1 lakh இருக்கு. Machinery 2 lakhs minus what is the provision for depreciation? 90,000 will come. Then loose tools இருக்கா? Loose tools க்கு provision கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. அதே மாதிரி loose tools can be alternatively assumed as current assets also, no problem. Investments பாருங்க, long term investments இருக்கா? 2,40,000. Trade receivables, debtors minus and the provision 4% provision. Debtors minus 4% provision. 2 lakh 50. எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்கான் பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட்ல? minus 4% provision போட்டா 2,40,000. Closing stock இருக்கு பாருங்க. What is the closing stock? 1,80,000 closing stock. Then loans and advances. What is the loans and advances given? Cash and cash equivalents. Cash and cash equivalents how much? 60,000. Other current asset வரும். And the accrued interest. How much? Total 14,60,000. Check the book answer also now. I hope on the inventory irukku illaya, on the loose tools they would have taken as current asset எடுத்திருப்பாங்க அவங்க. உங்களோட டெக்ஸ்ட் புக் ஆன்சர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா loose tools they would have taken as what? Current assets. Question number 9 in your ICI material. Go through question number 10. We are not going to solve. We are going to just see the solution. Question number which one? 10. Only balance sheet தான் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. ரொம்ப simple. Trial balanceல இந்த item இங்க வரும்னு identify பண்ண over. Shall we? Which question number next? Question number 10, we'll just see, they ask you to prepare which one? P&L account. Okay, we'll see. Equity share capital will come in balance sheet. Calls and arrear will be reduced. Land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixed asset la vandiru. Securities, premium, reserves and surplus. General reserve also what? Reserves and surplus. P&L account, reserves and surplus. Loan will come under which one? Non-current liability. Long-term loans, non-current liability. Short-term borrowing, current liability. Closing stock, of course, balance sheet lo vandiru. Trade receivable, current asset. Advances, short-term loans and advance lo vandiru. Trade payable, current liability. Provision for tax, current short-term provision lo vandiru. Unpaid dividend will come as other current liability. Cash in hand will come under what? Cash and cash equivalent. This also will come under cash and cash equivalents. This is notes to accounts, building also notes to accounts, due for 6 months, notes to accounts, bank balance, notes to accounts. This is also long-term loans and the mari. Okay. And that 1,34,000 interest you have to eliminate and you have to show it in what? Current liability record, no? Other long-term loans, notes to accounts are. Bills receivable, discounted is what? Contingent liability and the mari. Even this one is a notes to accounts. Transfer 35,000 fine, 35,000 to what? General reserve கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Okay, inventory oda notes to accounts கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Okay. We'll just see the answers. No P&L account, only which one? Balance sheet. Da. They would have done share capital minus calls and arrears, reserves and surplus, அதுக்கு they would have prepared the notes to accounts and all, right? So general reserve plus transfer, P&L account minus transfer to general reserve they would have done for reserves and surplus. Then non-current liability, they would have to given a detailed note. All the long-term borrowings, loans, unsecured or secured, then loan from directors எல்லாமே போட்டு 42,66,000 போட்டிருப்பாங்க. Short-term loans they've given as per the thing. Then they would have given the details. Unclaimed dividend and interest accrued will come under which one? Other current liability. Provision for tax will come under which one? Short-term provisions. The book value of assets தான் அங்க எடுத்துப்போம். Depreciation is a balancing figure. The difference between cost and book value is which one? Depreciation. That doesn't matter for us. Inventory of all the items, loose tools also taken as what? Inventory. Trade receivable 17,50,000. In the exceeding 6 months is only what? Notes to accounts. Cash and bank balances, which one? Notes to accounts. Contingent liability for bills discounted is given as which one? Notes to accounts on the mark. So this is sufficient for your final accounts chapter. Okay, please go through our regular class notes also. That is primary. நம்ம கிளாஸ்ல இன்னைக்கு பண்ணதெல்லாம் அதை விட simple questions தான் பண்ணிருக்கோம். But primary is which one? Our classroom work you must go through. Our classroom work you must go through. So with this, what chapter is over? Final accounts is over. Next we'll begin with which one? Amalgamation. What I request is, maybe I'll give you around 15 minutes of break or whatever, or just or 5 minutes. In the amalgamation, the nature of merger or conditions go through பண்ணுங்க. Then purchase consideration, how to calculate, go through பண்ணுங்க. Then journal entries in the books of which company? Purchasing company. If it is merger, what to do? If it is purchase, what to do? We'll see. Or you go through. Then in the books of selling company, standard எவ்வளோ ledger account prepare பண்றோம்? 4 ledger accounts. You just go through for 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You just go through. Then we'll start.